بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم الحمد لله رب العالمین و الصلاة والسلام علی الانبیاء و مرسلین ابوالقاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
و آل معصومین الطیبین الطاهرین. Dear brothers, dear sisters, dear distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the end of this period of Muharram for the Ashura. This is the evening after the day of Ashura. We have to understand that this period is a lesson, a message to show how the important is the role of women in Islam. This is from now the part of teaching, explaining how the women were spreading the message of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And of course, because it is the divine religion and the purest religion sent by God on earth, we understand that women has even more rights than men. Women are precious in our religion. They have to be respected. They have rights that came for over 1400 years, the rights for women. And the society now, anywhere in the world, they realize that Islam was a religion that based most of the rights and the laws on women in order to protect them, in order to show that to have a healthy society, to have a society that will develop, we need to have leaders from the women. And the message of tonight is through the khutbah of Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha, that she had a sermon in Kufa explaining what happened and speaking to the people of Kufa. We won't read the sermon because it's long and very deep, and we'll have inshallah later on programs and we'll speak more about the place and the role of women in Islam. Because I don't have that much time, I would like just to conclude the programs by reading you the aftermath of what happened after they killed Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And before that, I would like deeply to thank everyone who has been very nice and kind with me, and I've been your guest. And I hope inshallah that you took advantage of my presence. But for my part, I learned a lot, and for me it was a good experience, inshallah. I will never forget about how you were kind, and I'm really happy to be among you. So this is the night following the day of Ashura. You can imagine that what happened during the day. You can imagine how difficult was the day. It was very hot. He was exhausted. Everyone who remained on earth were more than exhausted. They were hungry. They lost a lot of families. They lost their dearest Hussain alayhi salam. They were lonely, and each time they were thinking, their mind going back to Hussain alayhi salam. And because of the illness of Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam, Bibi Zainab realized that she will need to lead the women and the people who remained. And she is the one who will take the leadership of what Imam Hussain alayhi salam did until now to lead the group in order to go towards Kufa from Karbala. And Zainab called her sister Kulthum to help her and to count how many people remained and where are the children. And Kulthum was starting to count one by one to see who is remaining, who left. And they realized that they can't find Sakina and they are looking for Sakina. You know who is Sakina, isn't it? Sakina is the daughter of Hussain alayhi salam. And Hussain loves Sakina. And he was asking her to wait for your father and she was waiting for him. So Kulthum couldn't find Sakina. And she said, I can't find her. And her baby Zainab joined also Kulthum, and both of them, they were searching everywhere. They were searching and Sakina couldn't be found. And then what happened? Bibi Zainab went to the place of where Hussain body were. So she went there, but she couldn't find anything, just the body of her brother without the head. It was too dark outside. So what happened? The moon came out of the cloud, and this is where they saw Sakina. And she said, why are you doing here? I was searching you. And Sakina, she was saying with her innocent eyes, and she said, I wanted to tell my father about what the people have done to me, and I want to tell him also how Sherm had robbed the earring of my father that I loved it so much, and I wanted to tell him that and I want to tell him that I detached a part of my hearing. I want to tell him how he slapped me on the face when I was crying. And this is what happened to him, to me, and also Bibi Zainab said, my child, my love, my baby, what happened? Why you stay near your father? You have to come with me. And also, what happened is when I was running, this is what Sakina was telling. When I was running aimless in the desert, I heard a voice. That was the voice of my father, and he was like calling me, but he didn't have any head. I followed the voice. I found him lying here. So I used to go always on his chest, and I was sitting down on his chest, full of blood. I couldn't even recognize, but I smelled the perfume of Hussain alayhi salam. And also, I knew he was my dad. Zainab took the child with her hand and led her back to see her mom, Rubab. And Rubab was saying her daughter, and she said, what happened? They are all exhausted. They are thirsty. They can't believe it. But this is not finished for them, because a group of people were going towards them with some fires, but they already had the tent burned. Why the people coming towards them? But actually that was the wives of the people in the army, that they wanted to join the army of Hussain alayhi salam, and they said, we are with you, we are the lover of the Ahlul Bayt now. And the wife of Hur as well, she was joining the group, and they were crying all together, and they were actually explaining what happened. So they explained once again what happened when the sky turned red. This is the first time in the history when the sky turned red there is last time. So they started to explain that it started after Harmala ibn al-Kahil, when he shot Abdullah ibn al-Hassan with an arrow, killing him. And also when as Abdullah went on the lap of his ankle, then Zar'a bin Sharik struck him on the left shoulder of Hussain and who its sword, while Hassin shot Hussain an arrow, then penetrate his mouth. One by one they wanted to cut in small pieces Hussain alayhi salam, but they wanted wanted to destroy him. And when a man of Shimr said, you shall not test the water until you reach hell, from whose hot boiled water shall you drink. But Hussain alayhi salam said, I am the one who will reach it. Rather I will reach my grandfather Rasulullah, and I will reside with him in his abode of truth near an upon king, and I shall complain to him about what crimes you committed against me and what you have done to me. You didn't even save the child and the baby. Then they were very angry to Hussain, and what happened? So they wanted to cut the head of Hussain, and that's what they did. When they cut it, Hussain was reciting the Quran, and they said, you have to stop to recite the Quran, and they were cutting it, and then they put the head on the stick, and they wanted to bring it for Yazid, La'natullah alayh, and Hussain was keeping reciting the Quran. And so when they wanted to bring for the Yazid, Khawli, the one who kept the head, bring it to his house and was hiding the head in order to bring it the next day for Yazid. And Ayub is the wife of this man. She was the lover of the Ahlul Bayt. She heard some voice from the kitchen. She said, what kind of voice is it? I heard a nice voice. This is the Quran. It seems to be an angel. I see some lights in the kitchen. She went towards the kitchen and she saw the head of Hussain, and she was scared. She said, what they have done to Hussain? They couldn't do that. It's a light here. And Khawli said, don't speak. I need to bring this head for Yazid. He ordered me to do it. And the wife couldn't even move. She was laying down without any movement. And what happened is Ziyad, when he saw the head, he was trying to drink alcohol, and he was singing in front of Hussain while Hussain was reciting the Quran. And this is what happened, that they are cursed people. They can't hear, they can't see. It's all because they are Ibn al-Zina, they are haram people. And Zainab went to Kufa and she had a speech. And in the speech was a huge crowd in front of many people. People made a lot of noise, and Zainab was asking them to be silent. And suddenly everyone becomes silent. The whole universe didn't move. No speech, no motion. It was like all the world was watching for the speech of Zainab. So what happened? Even the animals didn't have any voice, any sound. Even the rings from the animals didn't make any sound. So, and she was starting to have a speech, and I won't say all the speech because it's too powerful, but she was just saying, oh Kufian, do you know whose heart you have burned, what blood you had shed, what have you done, and what law have you violated? Your Lord is waiting to ambush for you. And also all the other came, and Sajjad was telling to Zainab, that's enough, oh aunt, for you are praised to Allah, a learned lady whose none taught us, no one comprehend without being made to do so. Of course nobody can hear what Zainab said. Then Fatima bint al-Hussain started the lecture. Then Kulthum started the lecture. She was saying, what have you done to the Ibn Rasulullah? You could have done that. And Sajjad, the fourth Imam, came and had a speech and was speaking, may Allah curse everyone here that have been killing Ibn Rasulullah. I have one advice. In order to be safe,
You need to follow the legacy of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, because is Allah's law, is the messenger, it is the Ahlul Bayt, and we need to follow him. Is a conduct of what the divine is telling us, and this is what happened. And everyone are crying in the crowd, and they are asking Allah repentance. Some of them are still following Yazid. Many of them have been crying. Inshallah, we among the Shia. Inna lillahi, inna ilahi raji'un. And inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. We need repentance. We're here for the Sham-E-Ghariban. This is the last opportunity to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the light to follow the path of Islam, inshallah, to be the real lovers of the Ahlul Bayt, to be away of any enemies of the Ahlul Bayt, inshallah, to pray that Sahib al-Zaman, Imam Mahdi Ajalullah Faraj al-Sharif, is coming as soon as possible to guide us, to bring peace, to bring love on earth, and inshallah, also we ask for all the mu'mineen and mu'minat that will go to Jannah, inshallah. And in this world, we're asking also Allah to heal all the ones who are sick, who are in a bad condition, who are oppressed, who has a financial problem, who are lonely, who are orphaned. We are asking also for the ones who are not Shia, but they have a pure heart. They don't know the message of the Ahlul Bayt, but they need to have this light. So we need to have the mercy for all the humankind. And also, inshallah, don't forget anyone who beg your prayers, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون یہ وہ وقت ہے کہ زہرا کے لال کا خاتمہ بالخیر ہوا. اور مسلمانوں نے وہ ظلم اٹھایا کہ رسول زادیوں کے خیموں کو آ کے آگ لگا دی اور بیبیاں اس طرح ایک خیمے سے دوسرے خیمے میں آتی ہیں اور ایک وقت آیا کہ صرف ایک خیمہ بچتا ہے جس میں بیمار کربلا ہے اور جناب زینب سلام اللہ علیہ کہتی ہے او میرا وقت کا امام بیٹا اٹھ مسئلہ بتا. اور یہ پہلا وقت ہے کہ جناب زینب سلام اللہ علیہ نے امام زین العابدین علیہ السلام کو امام زمانہ کہہ کے پکارا ہے کہ وقت کا امام ہے بتا جل کے مر جائے یا باہر نکل جائے. امام کہتا ہے اماں بی بی کو لے کے خیمے سے باہر نکل جاؤ. اور حمید میں مسلم کی روایت کہ جناب زینب سلام اللہ علیہ بار بار خیمے میں جاتی ہیں اور خیمے سے باہر آتی ہیں. میں نے سمجھا کوئی بہت بڑی قیمتی چیز رہ گئی ہے جس کی وجہ سے جناب سیدہ جلتے ہوئے خیمے میں آتی ہیں جاتی ہیں. اور ایک بار دیکھا کہ اپنے کدو پہ امام زمانہ کو اٹھا کے لے آ رہی ہے اور لشکر اشقیا بڑھا اور بیبیوں کے سروں سے چادریں اتارنا شروع کر دی. اب آخر میں جناب سیدہ رہتی ہیں حیدر کرار کی بیٹی ہے نا, کس کی جرت نہیں ہے اس کی طرف بڑھنے کی. اور یہ روایت خولی نقل کرواتے ہیں جب مختار سقفی حاکم بنے اور خولی پکڑا گیا تو اس سے کہا گیا کہ اب تو بتا تو نے کیا ظلم ڈھایا کربلا کے مظلوموں پر. تو کہتا ہے کہ جب شام غریبہ ہوئی اور لوگ خیام کو لوٹ رہے تھے تو میں تھوڑی دیر سے پہنچا اور سب بیویوں کے چادریں لٹ چکی تھی سوائے جناب زینب سلام اللہ علیہ. کوئی اس کی طرف نہیں بڑھ رہا تھا لیکن میں نے دیکھا اب میں دیر سے آیا ہوں تو میں اپنا نقصان کیوں کروں اور آگے بڑھا. جناب زینب سلام اللہ علیہ کی چادر میں دونوں ہاتھ ڈالے اور اتارنا چاہی اور ادھر سے جناب زینب کبریٰ نے زور لگا کے اپنی چادر کو بچانا چاہا اور یہ جتنا ظالم جوان تھا اتنے زور لگایا لیکن جناب سیدہ کی چادر نہ چھن سکا. اور کہتا ہے پھر میں نے کیا کہ میں نے تازیانہ نکالا اور جناب سیدہ کے سر پہ مارنا شروع کر دیے اور جناب سیدہ کے ہاتھوں پہ تازیانے مارنے شروع کیے اور اس کے بعد میں نے جناب سیدہ کی چادر چھین لی. اتنے میں جب چادریں چھن چکی اور بیویوں نے اپنے آپ کو سنبھالا تو بچوں کو گننا شروع کیا کیونکہ بچے بھی تسبیح کے دانے کی طرح بکھر چکے تھے. اور جب جناب سیدہ سکینہ سلام علیہ کے در بشینے گئے تو جو ظالم در چھن رہا تھا رو بھی رہا تھا تو جناب سیدہ کہتی ہے در بھی چھنتا ہے روتا بھی ہے. کیوں؟ کہتا ہے روتا اس لیے ہوں کہ تمہاری مظلومی پہ مجھے رونا آتا ہے. تم اتنے مظلوم ہو کہ مجھے بھی رونا آتا ہے. تو پھر یہ لوٹ کیوں رہا ہے؟ کہتا ہے کہ جب دوسرے لوٹ رہے میں اپنا نقصان کیوں کروں. یہ اس طرح کے لالچی ظالم تھے, روتے بھی تھے, ظلم بھی کرتے تھے. اور وقت آیا جب بچوں کو سلا کے جناب سیدہ زینب سلام اللہ علیہ نے وہ کام کرنا شروع کیا جو حضرت عباس کرتے تھے, یعنی خیام کا پہرا دینے کے لیے. جناب سیدہ خیام تو جل چکے تھے, الحافظ والحفیظ کی آواز بلند کی تو اتنے میں دیکھا ایک گھوڑے سوار ہے جو بیبیوں کی طرف آ رہا ہے. تو جناب سیدہ نے کہا ہمارے پاس جو کچھ تھا سب لوٹ لیا گیا ہے, اب ہمارے پاس کچھ بھی نہیں ہے, رک جا. لیکن گھوڑے سوار نہ رکا. تو پھر جناب سیدہ نے کہا کہ تمہیں نہیں معلوم میں عباس کی بہن ہوں. تو وہ گھوڑے سوار قریب آ چکا تھا, کہنے لگا پھر سے کہو کس کی بہن ہوں. کہنے لگی میں عباس کی بہن ہوں, رک جا. تو گھوڑے سوار نے اپنے منہ نقاب اٹھایا اور کہنے لگا بیٹی میں تمہارے لیے آیا ہوں. تو اتنے میں جناب سیدہ تڑپ کر بیبیوں کی طرف بڑھتی ہیں کہ بیبیوں اگر کسی کے پاس کوئی جلا ہوا چادر کا ٹکڑا ہو مجھے دے دے, میرا بابا مجھ سے ملنے کے لیے آیا ہے. اتنا پردے کا درد سید زادی کو. اور اتنے میں دیکھا کہ کچھ اور لوگ ہیں جو آ رہے ہیں اور جناب سیدہ نے ان کو بھی کہا. تو آگے سے حر کی زوجہ کہتی ہیں بی بی میں ہوں. کہا کہ کس طرح آئی ہو؟ کہتی سید زادی میں کچھ کھانا اور پانی لائی ہوں بچوں کے لیے. اب جب وہ پانی لائی نا, امام زین العابدین علیہ السلام نے کہا پھپھی اماں پانی پی لیجئے. اب وہ بہن جس کا عباس مارا گیا, جس کا حسین پیاسا مارا گیا, پیاس تو بھول چکی تھی, اب کوئی جواب نہیں دے رہی اور امام زین العابدین علیہ السلام اصرار کیے جا رہے ہیں. اور جب جناب زینب نے دیکھا نا کہ امام اصرار کر رہے ہیں تو کہتی ہے بیٹا اتنا اصرار کیوں کر رہے ہو؟ کہتا ہے اماں آپ جلدی سے پانی پی لیں ورنہ میرا بابا حوض کوثر پہ پیاسا رہ جائے گا. اور یہ منظر آپ دیکھ لیں. پھر امام نے 2 انگلیاں اٹھائیں اور جناب زینب کو وہ عالم ملکوت کا منظر دکھایا کہ حوض کوثر ہے، جناب رسول خدا کوثر کا جام بھر کے حسین علیہ السلام کو پلانا چاہتے ہیں. حسین کہتے ہیں نانا میری بہن پیاسی ہے، میں کیسے پانی پیوں؟ آگے سے علی علیہ السلام کہتے ہیں بیٹا پانی کوثر کا پی لے. پھر کہتا ہے بابا انصاف کر، میری بہن پسی ہے وہاں پہ، میں کیسے پانی پیوں؟ جناب فاطمہ تو زہرا کہتی ہیں، امام حسین وہی جواب دیتے ہیں. امام حسن کہتے ہیں جب جناب زینب یہ دیکھا نا کہ میرا بھائی اب بھی کوثر کے کنارے پیاسا ہے، جلدی سے ہاتھ بڑھایا اور جام لیا اور کہا سکینہ بیٹا ادھر آ جا، آؤ پانی پی لو. کہا کہ اماں آپ پانی پی لیں. کہا کہ نہیں بیٹا، پانی جب ملا ہے جو چیز ملتی ہے سب سے پہلے چھوٹے پیتے ہیں. ہاں ماں تو بسم اللہ مجھے دے دے. اور جناب سکینہ نے جام لیا اور مقتل کی طرف چلنے لگی. آواز دی بیٹا کہاں جا رہی ہو؟ کہا کہ پھوپھی اماں ابھی تو آپ نے کہا کہ سب سے چھوٹے کو پہلے پلایا جاتا ہے. لعنت اللہ علیہ قوم الظالمین سیم اللہ یا حسین ماتم حسین.